All right. We back in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Still getting my shit together, so bear with me. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Also got a Facebook group if you want to check that out. All those links in the description. Best way to donate as usual. For the live stream, when you come through the door. May it be on the replay, may it be on live. Thumbs up the video, and always share the videos. I appreciate that. So everybody that always share the videos, appreciate it. That's the best way you can help out. So don't forget, if you want to make a donation, Cash App, PayPal in the description. Cash App is CJ Good 313. PayPal link is in the description if you missed it. Cash App username is in the description. So obviously we got some things going on tonight. Brandy and Monica. If you into that, I'm not too much into the R&B type of versus battle. I just wish they keep a producer and rapper. All right. But we here today. We're gonna talk about Tank saying he may not fight Lomachenko till 2022. We also gonna talk about Jermall Charlo and Sergiy Derevyanchenko's press conference reaction today. And also Danny Garcia says that he has more power and skill than Errol Spence. We're gonna talk about that as well. So I do appreciate everybody. So bear with me for 1 second. Let me put the game on my TV. 1 minute. This with me. Give me 1 minute. All right, man. So let's get into it. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Young Mike, I see you. So I'm gonna start off with Tank. Tank had an interesting interview with he had an interesting interview with Brian Custer. He also has an interview with Jerron Ennis coming up. So Brian Custer is probably gonna be the topic of discussion for quite some time because he got a lot of interviews coming up. He did the Jermall, Charlo, and Derevyanchenko press conference. He mediated that. So he's been doing some things. Give me 1 minute. Wireless cable box. But yeah, so he basically was talking to Tank. If you missed the interview, you can check out Brian Custer's Last Stand podcast right here on YouTube. And he asked him about what happened with old girl. He asked him about boxing. He said, basically, he threw some names out there. He talked about Devin Haney, called him a clout chasing baby. He asked him what next 2 fights you looking forward to doing. He said Leo Santa Cruz and Ryan Garcia. He asked about Loma. He said maybe next year or maybe 2022. And like I said before, man, people blaming Mayweather for, Gervonta Tank Davis not taking no chances and not fighting. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, it's Gervonta Tank Davis. Listening to the way he talked, Flame on 24. He sounds just like Leonard Ellaby when you talking about the business of boxing, or I'm trying to be a star, and Ryan bring a nice fan base, and this. You don't want to hear no boxer talking about that. If this ain't further proof that Mayweather done fucked up boxing, I don't know what else proof you need. Don't nobody want to hear no boxer talking about the business and making big spectacle fights. If you do what you supposed to do, what Tank 24, 25 years old, the big fight's gonna come. These dudes talking about A side, B side. You gonna call Devin Haney a clout chasing baby, right? A clout baby, but you want to fight Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Ryan Garcia ain't proved much anyway. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody that if you gave them a teaspoon or a tablespoon full of truth serum, everybody tell you that Devin Haney a better fighter. Now some of these Hispanic fans are biased to death. I don't really pay them a lot of attention. You feel what I'm saying? But as far as him fighting Lomachenko, that's his fault, man. I fight him in 2022. Like fuck out of here. He asked you what the 2 fights you wanted to fight next. Other than Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz and Ryan Garcia, then why you don't want to fight Lomachenko? If I'm best believe he believes that Lomachenko Lomachenko is the top dog. He believe that. And that's cool. He believe Lomachenko gonna beat Teofimo Lopez. That's cool. I don't have no issue with that. Then why don't you want to fight this man for every belt in the division? All of a sudden now is, I feel better at 30. I'm gonna make the weight at 30. Oh, I don't know what the financial ramifications is with Leo Santa Cruz. You just sit back and you listen. Like that dude is retarded, and I mean that square business. That dude Gervonta Tank Davis is slow, like legitimately slow. Helmet slow, short bus slow, riding the front bus slow. Like that dude is legitimately slow. He can't how you a star and you can't even articulate nothing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't have an anger problem. He said, what about Gary Russell? Oh, he too small. He too small. Nigga, you fight Leo Santa Cruz. He started off way lower than Gervonta Tank Davis, dog. Like I said before, man, I don't wish no ill will on nobody, but it's a lot of motherfuckers in boxing I just love to see lose, man. 2JZ salute, Neutral Natural salute, Easy Baby 1988, Courtney Richardson salute, General Pendant salute. It's a lot of these dudes in boxing. It ain't because I have a vested interest in liking them or disliking them. It's just for the sake of boxing to get back to a respectable and honorable place. You know what I'm saying? Man, some of these dudes just need to lose. You know what I'm saying? Gervonta Tank Davis talking about he want to fight a motherfucker who gonna have every belt in a division. Every belt in a division. I'll fight him in 2022. Nigga, what? Oh, Gary Russell too small. This ain't, man, like I said before, Floyd Mayweather has been the worst influence in boxing history. Boxing would have been better without Floyd Mayweather. Boxing would have been better off if Floyd Mayweather never happened to boxing. Boxing would be in the best place, be in a lot better place than what it is now. Real talk. If Floyd Mayweather has been the most detrimental thing to boxing, he might have been the most detrimental star in any sport, individual, team sport. Not one athlete has destroyed a sport more than Floyd Mayweather. Not one. He single-handedly rigged boxing where nobody is going to catch him in accomplishment. He took it from fighting 3-4 times a year to fight once or twice a year. And that's just the God honest truth. He said if the Klitschko brothers weren't related, there would be no Floyd Mayweather popularity. Probably right. They would have fought each other. Gervonta Tank Davis is a walking hypocrite, bro. Oh, good, Gary Russell too small. How is Gary Russell too small? And he started off at 26. And Leo Santa Cruz started off where? 118, 122. Leo, what, a 2 or 3, 4 weight division world title holder, technically? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. Like, how is Gary Russell too small, but the Ruiz guy wasn't too small? You know how Gary Russell too small and Leo not too small? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he talking about Gamboa just fought to survive, and like with Mike Tyson, since he's talking about he the biggest puncher in the sport, he gonna be the biggest star in the sport. It wasn't no surviving. It wasn't no surviving, no Mike Tyson. It wasn't no survival mode. Either you was gonna clip Mike or Mike was gonna get you up out of there. You know what I'm saying? That's why I laugh. I laugh at these dudes that talking about, oh, he went into survival mode. That's Floyd's favorite thing. Floyd's favorite thing was, oh, I tried to get the knockout. My hands, they were hurting, but he went into survival mode. So when these guys fight me, Leonard, they go into survival mode. Get the fuck out of here. It wasn't no survival mode with no Sonny Liston. It wasn't no survival mode with no Mike Tyson. It wasn't no damn survival mode, bro. It ain't too many fighters in this era taking it how they come. It ain't too many fighters taking them how they come. If they got him, they going out their way to make that fight happen. Ain't too many fighters like that no more, man. And a lot of these dudes need to lose. Al Haymon has been the worst thing for boxing fans, and Mayweather has been the worst thing for the sport of boxing. I don't care about how much money they make. I don't care how they living. I can give a hell less. They got these fighters out here talking about 1+1, business, A side, B side, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a nigga bone. This motherfucking Tank can't even complete a sit. Gary Russell, he too small. Like, if Gary Russell too small, then like fight him then. Fight him. We not asking you. Like, you don't want to fight Loma, right? Let's talk about Gervonta. He don't want to fight Loma. Right? Then you say, okay, you don't want to fight Loma. You want to campaign at 130 pounds. That's cool. Fight Gary Russell. He don't want to fight Gary Russell. He don't want to fight McGill Burchett. He don't want to fight Devin Haney. Then who the fuck you want to fight then? Who you want to fight? Jamel Herring? Who you want to fight? You was about to fight Abner Mares, who climbed up several weight divisions, but Gary Russell too small. But then again, you dudes sit here and you tell me, oh, Gary Russell should fight Crawford. Hold on. I thought it was a divide in the street. I thought it was roundabouts in the streets. I thought it was a big old force field in Wakanda. Salute to rest in power to Chadwick Boswick, and rest in power to the great John Thompson, Georgia Hoya coach, right? And praying for his son and all the people that he mentored. Allen Iverson, he gave him a chance. Alonzo Mourning, Dikembe Mutombo. You can keep going on and on. And great players that he helped mentor and get him. Great guy, right? But you talk about all these fighters. Oh, Gary should cross the street first, Terrence. If Gary can jump up 4 weight classes and fight Terrence, then why can't Errol fight Terrence? Danny Garcia was offered, right? Then let's say, okay, it's on different sides of the streets. Why is Gary Russell having to call out Terrence for YouTubers to make videos about him? I talk about Gary Russell all the time, how Leo ducking him. Gary got a fight coming up. I talk about it. I'm a real Gary Russell supporter and fan. Right? Bitch ass Fred was only a fan because he mad at Crawford. But he won't sit next to Crawford or sit in the stands with Crawford during the Wilder and the Fury fight. He didn't go to Reno, Nevada and watch Shakur Stevenson because he was scared he was going to run into Terrence Crawford. Right? All I'm saying is this. This man didn't fight Tevin Farmer, right? He said Al said the offer wasn't real. They were just joking. He didn't fight Tevin Farmer, right? He didn't fight nobody at 30 that mattered. He beat Jose Pedraza. Let's keep it 100. I know boxing. Edner Cherry, who just had a career threatening disease that ended his career about last year? He arguably beat Jose Pedraza. Let's keep it real. It was on Showtime. He beat Jose Pedraza. Between that, you had Francisco Fonseca, looked terrible. He had the other guy he fought in Baltimore, looked terrible. He went 12 rounds with Gamboa, looked terrible. You know what I'm saying? He talking about fighting Ryan Garcia. Ryan don't have a belt. Why not fight Tank? He got a belt. Why not fight Burchett if you want to stay at 30? He got a belt. I mean, Devin Haney got a belt. Why not fight him for a belt? He all smoke and mirrors, bro. It ain't that Mayweather holding him back and saying, oh, you can't take this fight or this fight, that fight. That dude don't want to fight nobody. That man don't want to fight nobody. And that's honest to God truth. He don't want to fight nobody. And it's a growing trend of premier boxing champion fighters that don't want to fight nobody. They all sound the same. They don't want to fight. Al Haymon should start a modeling service. Let these niggas model. Because that's all they do. Sean Porter fighting Sebastian, baby formula. He didn't want to get Ugas a rematch. Why not give us Ugas on Fox instead of you fighting Sebastian, baby formula? Why? But you talking about, oh, Crawford said this, then go to the next best fight. If Crawford said it ain't time for now, Keith Thurman said it ain't time for now, why you duck Josito Lopez? Why you duck or Dennis Ugas rematch? Come on. Erizlandi Lara, why are you still fighting at 54? Why not move up and fight a tune-up at 60? I can get if you fought a Greg Valenti at 60 and then you was lined up for Jermall, Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, I get it. Then they want to give us these St. Vincent de Paul, Salvation Army, Ross, Plato Closet fights. And they trying to take an old-ass Happy Gilmore trophy and shine it up, but it's still bullshit. They trying to serve you dog shit in a Subway wrap and tell you it's good gourmet food. Danny Garcia, Errol Spence, that's a fight that should have happened 2 years ago. I'm not happy to eat at the buffet when it's about to close. Sean Porter, Errol Spence should have happened when Errol Spence won the belt. It didn't. Keith Thurman and Errol Spence should have happened 2 years ago. It didn't. So you want me to sit here and be happy watching bullshit fights. Fights that should have happened 2 or 3 years ago. Are you happy to sit in there and eat a leftover meal that was cooked last Friday? Nobody's happy. People want fresh food. People want fresh fights. Gervonta is a joke. I would never pay money to see him fight. Never. Unless he steps up and fights somebody. And y'all know I used to like Tank. But it ain't Tank. I mean, it ain't Mayweather. It's Tank. It's Tanky. Excuse me. He the one that don't want to fight nobody. He the one that don't want to stay in the gym and stay in shape in between fights. He the one that don't want to go to camp and do what he got to do. He want to go to camp and lose 30, 40 pounds and not learn nothing. He the one that need Mayweather to watch over him so he can do what he got to do. Leo said it the best. Mayweather can hold the mitts. Mayweather can tell him what he need to do, but you can't change. You can't make a dog into a cat. You can't make a dog into a cat. However you look at it, can't change it. A zebra got the same stripes. A cheetah got the same dots. And people sit here and say this yellow Pikachu is their favorite fighter. Butterbean salute. People, Jamil salute. Pound for pound champion. People say this dude is their favorite fighter. Forget everything he did out the ring. We all make mistakes. But people say this dude is their favorite fighter. How? Talking about I'll fight Loma in 2022. Are you ignorant, bro? Like if he beat Teofimo Lopez, understand he has every belt that you ever can have. Instead of the politics, going to Argentina, fighting dude in LA, fighting dude in Vegas, fighting dude in Massachusetts, it's no politics. Taking less money, doing deals with Top Rank, then do a deal for a zone for that belt, do a deal with another PBC fighter for that belt. One fight, one negotiation, one fight. He will fight you and probably give you the majority of the money being the challenger. Loma will probably say, here goes the majority of the money. Even though I have 5 belts. I have the franchise champion belt if he beat Teofimo Lopez WBC. I have the Super WBA title belt at lightweight. I have the WBO title, which is one of the toughest belts to give for a PBC fighter because they act like they don't want it, at lightweight. I have the IBF belt at lightweight. I also have the Ring Magazine belt at lightweight. You can get this one. You can get all 5 of those belts. You can get the pound for pound top 5 3-1 clout. You can become a legend. You can become a Hall of Famer with one fight, probably making the majority of the money off your name in Mayweather. Not only do you get opportunity for 5 belts, you get opportunity to be a legend, a Hall of Famer, top 3 pound for pound, and you get the majority of the money. But this punk bitch talking about 2022. How can you respect somebody like that, bro? How do y'all respect him, man? As a man, as a man, fuck being a boxing fan. As a man, how do you respect somebody sit here and say, oh, maybe 2022? Imagine if Crawford sat there and said, you know what? I'm going to wait till 2022 to fight Errol Spence when I'm ready. Do you know how many videos these dudes will make? Terrence Crawford said he's not ready to fight Errol until 2022. I told Tank say something, don't nobody say nothing, bro. Would Tank fight Jackson Marinas? Who knows? Ali said it's the same guy who turned down $10 million for Tevin Farmer. He was like, what Al said, that was a fake offer. I beg Al to take that fight. You got to get on your knees to beg another man to take a fight. He will. Ali 313 said he will be 26 in 2 months, saying he's not ready. Laugh my, he's a disgrace. That dude Tank older than me. That's a shame, bro. But imagine Crawford come out and say that. Imagine Fury said, I won't be ready for the Wilder trilogy till 2022. How many people come out and say that? Greg, salute. Marinas outbox Tank out of his underwear. Just sit here and imagine how people just sit here and say, I'm going to go pay money for a fight nobody wanted to see. Nobody wants to see him and Leo Sanders. Nobody asked for this fight. We wanted Leo and Gary. Here come PBC again. Here come PBC. Is a can I save her? I want to be saved. Al Heyman is Captain Saberho, man. All he do is save these niggas from danger. Danger! Danger! I know. Come on, man. All these dudes is save these motherfuckers from danger. Don't. Come on, man. But guess what? Al Heyman get these motherfuckers easy fights, and they still sit here and lose viewerships. These Big Daddy Madness say, I watch channel a lot, but one thing I know, everybody has to make money. When you have a business with networks, you cannot just go to another network like it's politics. They can do it. They did it for Fury and Wilder. They did it for Fury and what you talking about is 5 belts. Lomachenko probably come over there and whoop his ass. He came over and whooped on Gary. Did he not? I'm not trying to hear this side of the street. Victor Postal just crossed the street from PBC and fought Jose Ramirez this weekend. Vanes Monterosian fought Lara that first fight. He crossed the street. Come on, we all know. The money has to be right. This motherfucker turned down $7 million to fight Tevin Farmer. He ain't making no real money. He making $1 million a fight. You name me the highest grossing fighter fighting at 130-35. You name me a 135 pounder that made a ton of money staying at 30 and 35 and under. Name me one. That's small potatoes, bro. He not making no real money, bro. Teofimo Lopez is making more than Tank ever made. Teofimo Lopez, the $2 million, bro. And then before the pandemic, he was going to be making 3. Loma was going to be making, what, $4 or $5 million. Tank Davis is an accident waiting to happen. Either he going to be in the pine box, he going to be in jail. Why not cash him out? Why not cash him out? Leo Santa Cruz don't have a fan base like that. You think Leo and Tank gonna do how many pay-per-views? How many pay-per-views Leo and Tank gonna do? At $65 a pop, I heard. How many pay-per-views do they do? Since Tank, no, don't block him. Let him stay. Let him stay. Do not block him. Let him stay. When he come back, he'll be able to talk. How many pay-per-views do y'all expect Leo and Tank to be able to sell? Honestly. Not that many. You talking about the money? We're not talking about Wilder, Fury, even Crawford and Errol Spence type money. And if they, he said Leo couldn't even break a record fighting on ESPN, bro. Fighting bar ass. If they can do Leo and Gervonta, why not do Leo and Gary? Why not do Gary and Tank? That pay-per-view ain't about to sell nothing. And they not gonna be honest with the answer. Ain't nobody buying that. And don't forget that day. He just gotta come back after 300 seconds. You good. Don't forget that day. Also, Khabib is fighting Justin Gatley. Who is gonna be watching Tank and Leo? When you might perhaps had the baddest of the baddest UFC fight of all time. Who? Salute, Ryan, salute. Who is gonna be in their right mind? Who gonna pay $65 being a casual fan? I got UFC. I'm gonna have a banging undercard, right? I'm gonna have a crack main event, or I'm gonna sit here and watch two motherfuckers who duck the best fighters in boxing right now fight each other. Nobody in their right mind. Lawrence Williams, salute. Y'all check his channel out. Who? You can talk about all the loyalty to boxing you want. You niggas don't matter. We don't matter. We make up maybe 10% of the fans they trying to reach out to. Who Al Heyman trying to attract are the everyday white American and Hispanic fans. Al Heyman don't respect your dollar, bro. Just like Eddie Hearn don't respect your dollar. Just like Oscar De La Hoya don't respect the black dollar or the hardcore fan base dollar. If they respected our money, they would give us the fights that we deserve. You think I'm going to pay some money for Tank Davis and Leo Santa Cruz? Nigga, I would rather watch paint dry on a Saturday night. I would rather take my $60, give me some motherfucking wings, give me some motherfucking cigars, give me a little bit of Bombay Sapphire, and I'd rather sit there and watch paint dry before I pay for that pay-per-view. On top of that, Tank Davis ain't never even did 1 million viewerships on Showtime. He never fought on Fox. Come on, look at Santa Cruz numbers on Showtime. You talking about a dude that's doing what on Showtime? Don't nobody like Santa Cruz to pay $65. This dude, I hope he already heard it and come back. This dude's talking about, Will, it gotta make. I am tired of hearing it gotta make sense. I don't hear that from Dana White. Well, the money got him. I don't hear it. Either you take the fight or Dana White boot you out of there and get the next motherfucker revolver. I don't have to hear that with Dana White. Master dog, oh, the money ain't right. Next time you know, oh man, I got bills to pay. That motherfucker hopping in the ring with a 5-day notice. Kobe 2K fan salute. So don't give me that, bro. Y'all come on all these excuses. Do you know if they told Marvin Hagler after this fight now, or right now after this fight, you can fight somebody, get the majority of the money, and fight them for undisputed? Do you understand? There's only been three? There's only been four belt undisputed champions in all time of boxing. It's only been 4 men to hold 4 major belts simultaneously in boxing. Alexander Usyk was the last to do it. Before Usyk, it was Terrence Crawford. Before Terrence Crawford, it was Jermaine Taylor. And they stripped Jermaine Taylor before he was able even to fight for those belts, I believe, other than Bernard Hopkins. And before him, it was Bernard Hopkins. So you telling me Gervonta Tank Davis becoming the 5th undisputed champion is not a priority? Why fight Loma at all? If you won't fight Loma, for 4 belts. You talking about fighting Ryan Garcia for no belts, because that regular WBA belt don't count. And the belt he getting versus Leo, Ryan not going back down to 30. You can fight this man for, if you ain't gonna fight him for 4 belts expeditiously, he's never gonna fight him until he lose. He's never, if he won't fight him for 4 belts, he will never fight him until he's vulnerable or lose. If he won't fight Loma for 4 belts or Teal for 4 belts, he won't never fight Devin. He won't never fight Ryan. I mean, he'll fight Ryan because he ain't shit. But he never fight Gary Russell, bro. Like, get out of here. He never fight Miguel Burchett. Derek salute. Never. Never. And when he lose, I'm gonna take pleasure in him losing. Loma already lost, though. He's just afraid. I mean, exactly. He has lost. If he won't fight a meaningful fight for Undisputed, why are we even talking about him? Why? And this is supposed to be the face of boxing, Floyd Mayweather. And he's just telling you what he represents. His career, he was a coward. In his career, he was a cherry picker. In his career, he never took chances. Everything Mayweather showing you vicariously through Tank is how he moved his career. Avoiding the tough Mexicans. Avoiding Paul Williams. Running for Margarito at the convention. If you don't see Floyd Mayweather, in my opinion, fuck Floyd. He is not an all-time great. You cannot be an all-time great when you left boxing in the worst state. Jack Johnson didn't leave boxing fucked up. Jack Dempsey didn't leave it messed up. Carmen Basilio didn't leave it messed up. Ray Robinson didn't leave it messed up. George Foreman and Muhammad Ali, Larry Holmes, Mike Tyson, Marvin Hagler, Mike McCullum, James Toney, Roy Jones, Oscar De La Hoya, Trinidad. They did not leave boxing in the state of annihilation like Floyd Mayweather did. Floyd Mayweather is the worst thing, along with Al Heyman, to happen to boxing fans of all. For real. For real. Floyd Mayweather is the apocalypse of boxing. Floyd Mayweather is the worst thing. If I can go back in time, I would take baby Floyd out so he couldn't be in boxing. Or I push him to go play baseball. Mayweather is the worst thing to happen to the sport. And I didn't mince no words. Send it to Leonard. Send it to Al. Send it to Tim. I don't have no love. He ruined it on purpose. He's a self-centered, selfish dude. Nobody gonna be better than me. So come on, it's already been thousands of, well, I'm gonna say thousands. It's been a number of fighters that's better than you. Even though Roberto Duran quit, he was greater than you. Even you want to say about Sugar Ray Leonard, in 4 years, his first 4 years of his career, he done better than you. Losing Duran, beating Duran, Rafael Benitez, Tommy Hearns, all better wins and fights than you ever had in your career. Come on. I respect James Toney more than him. I respect Tommy Hearns more than him. I don't respect Floyd as no fighter, especially above 35. Floyd is cancer to boxing, bro. Come on, man. He don't even look out for his own people. Look at Carissa Shields. Flynn and Grand Rapids. Why he ain't put her on that pedestal? He signing all these lame-ass fighters, man. Why he ain't never signed Carissa Shields? And push her. Why? Why? He'll never be greater than Muhammad Ali. You'll never be better than Muhammad Ali. You will never bring more boxing fans than Mike Tyson. Come on. You will never have the power of Julian Jackson. You will never have the realness of Roy Jones. You will never have the integrity of Marvin Hagler. You will never be better than Ray Robinson. Never. So you can talk all that shit you want to. Oh, I'm the best. I'm the greatest. We don't believe you. You need more people. And you want to see what Floyd represent as a professional fighter? Look how he moved Tank. That's what he think. That's how he moved through his career. That's how he wanted to move. He's a coward. He's a punk. And he could take his Tank Davis and get out of boxing, bro. He can get Tank out of boxing. For real. He said Floyd signed Savannah Marshall, the only one to beat Carissa Shields, and said, sad. Sad. And that sounds like a white girl. Come on, man. Y'all want to talk about social injustice and making change in the community? Floyd, the biggest raccoon there ever been in boxing. We talk about George Foreman, and he's the biggest raccoon ever. All lives matter. Oh, I love Donald Sterling. Oh, I love Donald Trump. Get out of here, man. His own kids don't even love that man. When your own kids don't love you, that tell you everything you need to know about the guy. And don't forget, Jay Prince made Leonard Ellaby walk ass naked up the Las Vegas Strip. Come on, man. Come on, man. Man, to be honest, man, I don't like neither one, him or Leo. Yes, Mickey Bay suffered because he had a dispute with DeJuan Blake. Dispute. And come on, man. Come on. You would be a fool to sign Mayweather Promotions. Why Floyd ain't signed? Because he never showed proof of funds. He said Floyd never showed the money. But he's such a lame. He's showing off purses. He's showing off, oh, I got 10,000 women chilling in the room. Boy, would you? You a trick. You a lame. You that is a can I save her? I wanna be saved. He Captain Save a hoe. Man, don't no real niggas respect Floyd, bro. Nobody will respect Floyd, bro. He said if Crawford Spence have a trilogy, it'll be better than anything Floyd ever did. I bet he low key blocking that fight so Crawford Spence can't pass him. Exactly, bro. Al, we they not ready. You know, maybe the time they turn 40, we can do. Like I said before, man. If you move Al and Floyd out of boxing probably move Floyd. And don't give me that black power shit. I don't care about them. Them dudes ain't black. Them dudes green. Come on. Them dudes green. Floyd Mayweather don't care about black people, bro. He see green. Al Heyman don't care about black people. He see green. If they put black first, Errol Spence would be the biggest star in boxing. Charlo would be a bigger star in boxing. Come on, get out of here. Out of all the times he let Badu Jack, who is a Swedish brother, right? Out of all the times he let Badu Jack get robbed, which nobody would have said, oh, it's a robbery versus Stevenson. Oh, it's a robbery versus James DeGale. Oh, it's a robbery. Who else he got a tough fight with? With John Pascal. But you risked your money for a fucking Cuban mutt who can't fight for a lick. You risked your reputation by robbing Jackson Martinez for a Cuban mutt who can't fight, who going to lose down the road. Butte too. Come on, I tell you anything you want to know right there, bro. Floyd is a lame. That's why Nelly took his bitch and fucked her 25-7 different thousand ways, Karma Sutra style. Come on, man. Let's move on, man. I don't know if you guys seen the Jermall Charlo Sergiy Derevyanchenko press conference. It was a virtual. For them doing the pay-per-view, they show, for them to do a pay-per-view, they show doing a shitty job promoting it, bro. No promotion at all. They do this makeshift virtual react. You can find it on Fight Hub, got the full one, and I think Fight Hype got like the 10-minute version. I watched the whole thing. And looking at that interview, Jermall Charlo, shout out to him, he had the Back to the Future car in there as well. I mean, I don't know what to say. He was in there. He was pretty animated. He seemed like he giddy to fight, but it's hard to like the Charlo twins. No matter where you from, what ethnic background are you, whatever you do, it's not it's just hard to like them dudes, bro. Like the first question I think Brian Custer asked him was, I can't remember what the question was, but it was a question about, I think, Derevyanchenko and Danny Jacobs, and would you? Oh, I don't want to ask no questions that ain't pertaining to me. So at the end of the day, one thing when you do an interview, let me tell you this, man. Anybody that want to do a boxing interview, you always do screening questions. You lay an itinerary out for the dude you're interviewing. It makes the interview go smoother. It makes the interview a lot better. You ask them, hey, do you want? Hey, I seen a list of questions. Is there anything you don't want to talk about? He got out there, and I want to play this shit, man. Give me a minute. Shout out to Ricky E and the PayPal. Appreciate the support, brother. I'm gonna play this shit for y'all. Give me 1 minute. I'm gonna play it for y'all. Play clip. Give me 1 second. All right, here we go.
Well, Jermall, let me get, first of all, your response to what Sergiy said and his trainer, Andre Rozier.
Yeah. The rest of the cops will be on the table, man. No response. Ask me my own questions.
On my podcast, the Last Stand podcast, you told me.
So basically, my bad. Basically, he asked him like, "What was your rebuttal to Andre Rozier and Derevyanchenko talking about you?" Asking me my own questions. Like, them dudes so hard to respect, bro. Them dudes hard to respect. Them dudes hard to like. The whole interview is, I wanna be. And they ask him, "Do you wanna one up Danny Jacobs and Golovkin?" And asking him just basic questions, and he answer them like he trying to sell the fight, but he don't know how to sell the fight. You know, we know this fight is gonna sell itself. It's a knockout, drag out, slobber knocker. All right, he could have made it even better. Andre Rozier, Vinny salute, David salute, Deshaun salute. He could have, man. Andre Rozier been accusing him of steroids and all that shit. Why didn't he address that at the press conference? That would have sold ratings. And it ain't even like they produced this on. They didn't produce this like. I'm not even sure if this showed up on Showtime. And let me double check. Give me a minute. This didn't even get put on Showtime, my G. They didn't put this on Showtime Sports, the channel. They didn't put it on the YouTube channel. This was some shit that Brian Custer threw together. So how you gonna sell pay-per-view when you do a makeshift press conference that nobody's seen? Fight Hub and Fight Hype got a portion of it. Fight Hub got the real version. Fight Hub almost got 1 million people, but that's small potatoes. You know what I'm saying? He said, I don't care about selling pay-per-views, and I just want to get in there and fight, and that's your job. And then another thing that he said that rubbed me the wrong way. Or I don't watch the fights. What are you talking about that you don't watch film? Like, you ain't good enough to adapt to any style. Like, dude, you struggle versus J-Rock. You struggle versus Austin Trout. And you just struggle versus Matt Korobov. What are you talking about? You don't watch film. You should be watching all the film you need. You should be one to watch. You need to watch. All that Ronnie watched the film. Like, that's one of the fighters have tendencies. Fighters make mistakes. You know, I watch a lot of these fighters, man. How could you be stupid enough not to watch film? He said he was throwing shade at he was low key shade at Andre Ward for some reason to shake my I don't know what that was about. Come on, man. I just want to get in there and fight and I want to get in there and give a award. I'm just looking at him like his whole vibe just made you want to turn that interview off. It's one thing to be entertaining, it's one thing to be engaging, but it's another thing to disrespect the black man and Brian Custer on that platform. Who want to interview them dudes? Seriously, who want to interview somebody that's nasty, that's disrespectful? Brian Custer probably want both of them dudes to lose. Like, why you gotta be so nasty and why you gotta be so disrespectful? And if you're gonna be nasty and disrespectful, how about you gorilla check Andre Rozier for saying y'all on that shit for years? That's what be killing me, dog. These niggas want to talk to us a certain type of way. Oh, I slapped the shit out of you and all that. Okay, that's cool. Go ahead and get put in the pine box real quick, because I ain't fighting. Right? They want to talk all that shit. But when Andre Rozier for years said you was on that shit, why didn't you address it? You face to face with him. And then Andre Rozier want to sit there and say how he admire his work ethic and be in the man. Oh, fuck all that fake love, dude. You trying to sell a pay-per-view for one. Keep that same energy y'all had when y'all said he was on that juice. First thing Charlo posted when Rozier came on was like, hey man, what all that shit you was talking about me being on it? But you know what? Shout out to one part and salute. You know what's so funny about it though? For him not addressing Andre Rozier about it, that made me believe he on that shit, bro. Because somebody say, man, hey man, CJ stole your liquor from your house. Right? And I see him at a party and I avoid him or whatever. No, when I see you, I'm going to check you like, hey man, you said I stole that. You know I ain't steal that. That just make you think that they on that shit, bro. I'm telling you, I guarantee you that shit. They sound guilty as hell. Somebody tell a lie about me, it ain't going to be no introductions. It ain't going to be shaking no hands. It ain't going to be no fake love. Soon as he start talking, what's up with that shit you talking about? I'm on that shit. What's all that stuff you was talking about? Blase, blah, blah. Man, come on, I'm addressing it right off the gate. For one, that's you being real and honest. But two, you nipping it in the bud and letting people know you're not on that shit. You just come away like come on, I believe they on that shit. If somebody been spreading rumors about me, and I see them virtually or face to face, I'm gonna address it, bro. Cameras or no cameras. Hey, what's that shit you was talking? Hey, what was all that about? Excuse me, I heard you said this and that and the third. What's up now? Come on, man. Come on. We know what time it is with them. We know what time it is. It would not shock me if it was a Big Baby Miller situation. It would not shock me. He supposed to have nipped that in the bud. He got all this animosity towards the interviewers. You see, people didn't ask him but one or two questions. Renardo, salute. People didn't ask, the media didn't even answer him but one or two questions because they scared to talk to him. Brian Custer sitting there like, damn. Ask me my own questions. Ask my own question. Like, nigga, it's a question. It's a press conference. Like, them just some dudes that you gotta root for to lose, bro. Just 100, bro. Like, I wouldn't bat an eye if they nasty, they disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gotta be like that, bro. Oh, people doubt me. People like who? Who? They doubt me. You know, I just want to fight. I just want to fight. You just looking like, damn, nigga, like, even DMX on coke or crack ain't this turned up, bro. I just want to fight. You be looking at them niggas like, man. Ain't nobody going down their house playing on Nintendo for real. Them like niggas like that, man, I keep them away from me, dog. Just controversial dudes that always get y'all into some shit. I done been around them dudes a lot, bro. Go out to the party. What are you looking at? What you staring at, nigga? You like, oh, man. Ain't nobody got a gun on him. Ain't nobody got a knife on him. He just, man, it's all this pussy around, all this liquor around, all these wings around. It's all them chickens and everything around. This motherfucker worried about a nigga staring at him. Yeah. What? I'll fight you in the street. Like, damn, nigga, chill. It's always that dude around. It's all these women, everybody, and it's just a nigga that's looking to fight. That's them niggas. Ain't nobody, wasn't nobody trying to go kick it with the Charlos, bro, on the block. Oh, them niggas just, fuck that. He said, Butterbean said Custer is as a classy black man probably was embarrassed. He was embarrassed. He had to be embarrassed talking to Tank. Tank can't even complete a full sentence. I ain't gonna, you like, what? What do you ask Tank? Do you got an anger problem? Like, what, nigga? Nigga can't even talk complete sentences, dude. He told Andrade he ain't want a box. Come on, man. I want to prove that I'm the best. You ain't gonna prove that versus Derevyanchenko. He lost 2 of his last 3 fights. But a lot of people think he's gonna lose. All he's gonna do is talk about, you know, how you got a gift or whatever. But like I said before, man, I guess they're gonna do Rosario and Charlo another day, Jermall another day. But that is something to think about. But let's close it out. Danny Garcia said he had more power and skill than Errol Spence. I'm not sure about that. At this point, it's hard to decipher because even the car accident aside, Errol Spence's power been slipping because he can't make the weight. He's struggling to make the weight. Errol Spence's stamina ain't been where it was. His power ain't been what it was, and the same thing for Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia versus Ivan Redcash, and it seemed like he had a lot of juice in his body left or in his legs. He said, Big A said my 60-year-old ass was Tank autistic. He probably is. Neutral said, well, Jim Gray checked Charlo and said, you know you must fight Charlo next. He told Andrade, meet me at the Wilder fight. Straight ducked Andrade. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, with Danny Garcia, like with Errol and Danny, it's tough to tell who got, you know, the more power, the more skills. I think Danny a better counter puncher. You know what I'm saying? I think Errol got a better jab. Like I think Danny got more. I think he got nice power. But I just think Errol Spence got more versatility. He can box. He can come downhill. You know what I'm saying? I think inside both of them trash. You know, power wise, I mean, obviously Danny Garcia had more memorable knockouts, 1-punch knockouts or knockdowns because he a good counter puncher. So I think Errol probably got more skill than him. Obviously, you know, he's naturally bigger, and you know, I think Danny got a better chin. I think pretty much they, you know, with the car accident, they probably evenly match. I think they pretty much evenly match. I think, It's hard to say who got more power because Errol drained, Danny drained. It's hard, man, but they right there with each other. They right there in a lot of categories, man. Even with the accident, they right there. And Danny Garcia said both my losses was close. I didn't think the Keith Thurman fight was close at all. You fighting a injured Keith Thurman who just outpointed you for the first 6 or 7 rounds, and all Keith Thurman did was basically tread water on the back end. That's it. That fight wasn't close at all. They can say on the scorecards it was close. Keith Thurman didn't even try down the stretch, bro. Keith Thurman came out, won the first half of the fight, won a round or two down the stretch, and he won the fight on points. It wasn't close. You got outclassed in the first 6, 7 rounds of that fight. And then you made up ground down the stretch when Keith Thurman got tired of running around the ring. That wasn't no close fight. And you versus Sean Porter, I mean, Sean Porter is an average welterweight. Sean say, I don't care for Danny, but I really want him to lose because his annoying ass dad. Punchko said, I saw Peterson walk Danny down and Porter angle him to death. Spence is a plotter and can approach at a southpaw angle. Spence post, I think, what do you say? Spence post hold. He walk Danny down. Danny sucked at 47. That's different though, bro. Peterson and Porter are more athletic than Errol Spence, I believe. So you can't compare it. Even though Peterson flat-footed when he moved, Errol don't have that athleticism that Peterson had. He don't possess that fluidity that Peterson had. He don't possess the athleticism that Sean had. So that's different. Both of them dudes is faster than Errol Spence. And their footwork is better than Errol Spence when you're talking about moving around the ring. Yeah, he moved versus Mikey Garcia, but he still was flat-footed. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said before, this is him and Danny Garcia are closer in athleticism, even though Errol is more athletic. They closer in athleticism than Lamont and Danny and Sean and Danny and Keith and Danny. They are two different type of fighters. Has anyone heard any update on Spence getting cleared to spar? I haven't heard nothing. It says September. Might already be sparring. I mean, well, Jim Gray checked Charlo. You know, you must fight. No, he won't. JW Spike. Salute. So, I mean, they pretty much close in a lot of different categories, you know. But, like I said before, it's going to come down to, you know, the accident. If it wasn't for the accident, Errol should win. But then again, you know, Errol ain't fought no puncher like Danny before. I don't think he fought a counter puncher like Danny before. I don't think he fought an accurate puncher like Danny before. And it might reveal some things because, you know, Errol don't throw a lot of punches to begin with a lot of times. He really, a lot of throwaway punches. He really throw the land. And he don't throw a lot of throwaway punches, so it'd be interesting. If this a hole there, Danny Garcia gonna find it. You know, if it ain't no hole there, Errol Spence should win. So he said, you think Sean can beat Lipius or Danny? Yeah, he already beat Danny. It's possible. Lipius ain't a world beater. He said, why don't ESPN Plus pick up the amateur boxing tournament so American fighters can get a fan base? I don't know. They should. Probably cost money. But yeah, I ain't gonna stay on long, man. Y'all got any questions? I cooked on what I wanted to cook on, man. So y'all got any questions, I'll answer them. Not, I'll continue talking about Errol and Danny. But it'd be interesting, you know, between them, man. I think, you know, if healthy, Errol is a better fighter at this point, but they both weight drain. They both ain't at their best at 47 right now. Maybe the time off do them a little good. And both of them been training for a while. I think Danny been training with big southpaw since February or March, and you know this Danny Garcia last hurrah. I think he sees some flaws in Errol Spence, and there are flaws there. You know what I'm saying? If he can get in there and land with him, it'd be interesting. But all Errol got to do is use the ring. He should win. He said, "You think Erickson Lubin Cheney or no?" I mean, that was a hell of a shot. You know, we got to find out. If he was Cheney, Gallimore should have knocked him out. So that was a good shot by who the fuck that was, Jermall Charlo. So I mean, that was a good shot. Fernando Guerrero was Cheney. We got to see if Erickson Lubin chinny. Let's see if he fights somebody again and get touched on the chin. No, he just walked into a good shot. It happens. You watching here in Quinto Saturday? I don't know, maybe. I ain't gonna promise, but I don't really have no interest in that fight. Lady Merch retired right because I still see him popping up sometimes. They really should have been fired. His racist ass. They love racists. You know, they had him on Inside PBC. That's probably why Inside PBC got canceled. Shout out to the Black Ancestors. Flammo 20 said Leo Santa Cruz by split decision. I wouldn't be mad. It would make me no difference anyway. Sean Porter, and he said I meant Sean Porter and Mikey. Oh, Mikey? I don't know. Sean should beat Mikey, but Mikey might punch a little bit hard for Sean. Why don't Fandora fight Gervonta Clark in a rematch? Why? Did Rosario rematch Gervonta Clark? No. Ain't no point in rematching a guy like that. There's no money in it. You know what? Then Jermall Charlo should have rematched motherfucking Bonas Monterosian then. To be honest. Ain't no point in rematching Gervonta Clark. I mean, come on. Most people don't even remember that fight. Rosario never went back and rematched Gervonta Clark, and he champion. And he had a tough fight with Clark in Toledo. Yeah, any more questions? He said, yeah, he got a gift draw. A lot of guys get a gift. Shit, Lara got a gift versus Carlos Molina. Shit. Canelo got a lot of gifts up under the Christmas tree. People think Floyd got a gift versus Castillo and Marcos Madonna. Lipius and Boots. I don't rate Boots until he fights somebody. Maybe he win, maybe he don't win. Shit, you know, Lipius can pop. He gotta fight somebody. He's not fighting nobody, bro. Like he got a fight coming up on a Lubin Goucher undercard, and we don't even know who he fighting, bro. Let me see if I can pull it up. A minute. Perfection. Perfection. He don't have an opponent. Still TBA. It's only three fights on that card right now, and this fight is September 19th. You got Lubin versus Goucher, King Tug versus Eduardo Ramirez, and Jerron Ennis versus TBA. PBC don't have no motherfucking. He said Rosario knocked Clark out the ring. Did he win? Did he knock him out? I thought that was a draw or some shit. Maybe I was wrong. I thought that was like a controversial draw. Wasn't that in Toledo? Bullshit. Yeah, it was a unanimous decision. He beat Gervonta Clark, but I thought it was a close fight. Yeah, it was a unanimous decision. Maybe he did, but I just thought it was a close fight. Kirkland was supposed to fight on FS1 before the pandemic. I don't know. Who should fight DeMarco or Ivory? He didn't ever get those fights till he signed the promoter. He said Clark fell out the ring and ran before the 10 count. Lubin fought right into Gallimore power and beat him up. Lubin bent at Charlo waist and Charlo picked it up and caught him. That's more a rookie mistake than skill. Cunningham seemed to fix that habit. Third Clark was in Minnesota. Okay, maybe I'm thinking about another Clark fight. He wants to fight somebody else I can remember. It was a tough fight he fought. Thought it was Rosario. He said Clark fell out the ring. All right, any more questions? Samir, salute. Samir. More boxing related questions. I can't get the game on, so I don't even know what's happening. For some reason, TNT ain't coming in on my wireless box. Oh, damn, Milwaukee got beat. In some trouble. Shit. Hey, Chris Middleton had 21 at the half. Brook Lopez had 19 and a half. Middleton only scored 7 more points, and Lopez only scored, 5 more points. That's a joke. I never really liked the way Milwaukee constructed at all. Munguia, Murata. I don't know, depending on where it happened at. If it happened over there with Murata, hometown Murata. If it happened where Munguia at, then in America, then Munguia. He said Jimmy went ham. Damn. And Gula looked like trash without the bag this weekend. Yeah, he garbage. He done. He old. But yeah, appreciate y'all. I wasn't gonna stay on long anyway. Keep sharing the videos, man. I'm gonna keep putting it down. But yeah, man, if we got any more news tonight or tomorrow, I'll talk about it. Don't forget you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. All my social media links in the description. Appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time we gone.